Well, this will be new and this will be interesting. And hopefully this will work out everything good. I think it will now that we have this travel software of StreamYard. It makes things a little bit different. So let's dive in. We're gonna have an incredible show today here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Hopefully it's streaming to the right place. All right, there we go. Starting to see some people. Okay, looks like it's working. Yeah, looks like it's working. All right, let's dive in.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts. Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. If you haven't noticed already, I'm actually coming to you live from my basement, aka office, aka studio B to B, studio to B, so that I'll be able to do some things from home. And it's a work in process. The reason I'm joining you today, right now, from this studio instead of my big old fancy studio. And by the way, I got to change that title. It's actually episode 671. But the reason I'm coming to you from the basement with the water main switch right above my head, not completely done and not really ready for this yet, is last night into the wee hours of this morning, my wife and I spent we spent the night there in the emergency room with my daughter Meredith. And the reason we had to spend the night in the emergency room with my daughter Meredith is, unfortunately, she was riding her bicycle back from the neighbor's house with her brothers and sisters, and coming up the hill, she got going too slow. The bike took a lean to the left, and she fell without ever catching herself at all. And she fell directly on her face, and ultimately she shoved her teeth, her top teeth that she normally had a little bit of an overbite. She shoved her top teeth back to where now she has an underbite, and shoved her top teeth up into her gums. And so if you don't like blood and you don't like grossness, then don't look away from the screen, because I'll give you an idea of kind of what it looks like a little bit up close here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So those teeth there got impacted. One of them looks like it maybe just cracked a little bit, popped her big mouth wide open, and shoved her teeth up in her skull, basically. So, well, up into, not into her skull, but you know what I mean. So My wife and I spent the night in the emergency room. Meredith is okay, dude. She's a trooper. She's tough as nails. She didn't cry a single tear once her mama picked her up and wrapped her in her arms as we, she was in the street and the neighbors had to carry her and bleeding profusely. It was crazy. But here's the thing, and this is really the reason that I share this with you. So I'm here coming to you from the studio, or the in-house studio, because it bought me an extra 20 minutes. Basically is what that bought me, being here versus having to drive to my studio to do the show. Now, when you know your sleep cycles, you can do some tweaking around, and I wanted to make sure that I could give you full energy this morning. Now, in order for me to give you full energy this morning, I had to at least get 2 hours and 10 minutes of sleep. That's what was required for me to get a full sleep cycle. So last night I was able to go to bed at 2:20 a.m. in order to get up at 4:30 a.m. Now normally I go to bed at 3:50, but I was able to make those adjustments, go to bed at 2:20, get up at 4:30. That way I could get ready for today's show. So by saving a few minutes off of my drive time, I was able to add a few minutes, stay up just a hair later, and then ultimately work in that sleep cycle. So this is what I look like on 2 hours and 10 minutes of sleep. It's amazing what you can do when you understand your sleep cycles, dude. The massive amount of production that you can get when you understand those. That's why I wake up at 3:50, 10 minutes before Scott Simons every single day, not to be competitive, even though it's really, really fun to rub that in his face, but ultimately 3:50 puts me right in my window, go to bed at 11:30, get up at 3:50. Last night I was able to go to bed at 2:20, get up at 4:30. One sleep cycle, two sleep cycles, three sleep cycles, doesn't matter. As long as you stay in the cycles, you can absolutely crush. So just wanted to share that with you. What's up, Chad Morgan? How you doing, Adam Brown? Great to see you. So when you know how to sleep, dude, like when you understand sleep, you can 10x your production, right? Which leads us to this week's series. We're doing a series this week called 10x Your Life, where we're breaking down Grant Cardone's book, right? We're breaking down Grant Cardone's book, 10x, and we're extracting all the valuable principles for your success. That's what we're doing this week on this series. So today I have 5 key points for you. But first, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go ahead and grab your planner. If you grab your planner, and I wonder how I do this. That takes me completely out of studio. I don't want to do that. I want to do an overlay, but I don't want to be underlay. I'm going to have to learn this software because now it looks like my shoulders on her head, right? I don't know how to change that. But if you grab your planner, if you grab your hashtag Rise and Grind planner, look at that. Do I look silly? That looks silly, right? There we go. I'm gonna go like that. So it just looks like that's like she's on the show. There you go. If you grab your planner, right there at the top of your planner, every single day, there is a quote. There's a quote that comes from a member of the hashtag Rise and Grind group. And today's quote says, look at the birds of the sky. Obviously, this is a Bible verse. It says, look at the birds of the sky. They neither sow nor reap, yet the Lord our God provides for them. Are you not worth much more than they? Brittany, thank you for submitting this quote today. One of the reasons I really love this particular quote in the hashtag Rise and Grind planner is it points to this idea of worth, right? It points to this idea of worth, which then raises the question, what is your value? Now, you see, most people, when I ask them this question, most people, when I meet them, they grossly underestimate how valuable they actually are. I mean, grossly underestimate how valuable they actually are. But what you have to understand is what makes something valuable is its uniqueness, right? Like a diamond. A diamond is unique, rare, and precious. It's limited, right? Unique, rare, precious, and limited. But even you are more rare. Your uniqueness, what makes you so different, what makes you specifically you. There's no one else like you. No one else with gifts like you. No one else that is concocted in the way that you are, put together in the way that you are, with the experiences that you have. No one else. So what that means and what that implies is that your value, your worth is tremendous. It is so it's so big. Can't even perceive it. But yet so many people knock their value and knock their worth. So Brittany, as I read that this morning, as I was writing down my gratitude and goals, I just thought, man, are you not worth much more than they? And truly, this morning, I want to share that you are. And that's why this series is for you. This series right here specifically is for you, Tabby Negrit. This series specifically is for you, Terry Collins. This series is for you, Kim Fair. This series is for you, Sarah Ball. This series is for you, Kelly Taylor. This series is for you, Terry LaPierre. This series is for you, Kim Wilson. This series is for you, Liza Myers-Borges. This series is for you, Chad Morgan. This series is for you, my man. This series is for you, Adam Brown. You are worth, bro. You have worth. You have so much value. This series is for you, Vicky Everett. This series is for you, Janelle Griego. This series is for you, Don Sankey. This series is for you, Rick Tamburino. This series is for you, Jeremy Noling. And I can't play background music on this particular software that I'm using, but I'm still want to call you out because this series is for you, Houston Turntine. This series is for you, John Paul Guidry. This series is for you, Michael Guthrie. And you see, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button so that we can reach more people, that this series is for them, more individuals, more unique, valuable human beings that can come and join us at 5:30 a.m., right? And make it makes my morning so much more powerful when you're here, Amy Bricker. And this series is for you, Josh. Oh, and this series is for you, Anita Falker Hill. And this series is for you, Melvin Rodriguez and Brad Smith and Scott Simons. The series is for you because you have so much value. You have so much worth, Ray Hatcher. So much value and so much worth. And so I want you to understand that you've been diminishing your value for a really long time, man. You've been beat down for years. Life has thrown you some jabs. And most people I meet don't really know and understand their worth. But I will tell you this, the successful people, the highly successful people that I run with, dude, they know. They know they're valuable. They know they're valuable when they walk in a room, Eddie Brown. They know it, my man. They know it, and so can you. So I'm going to share with you 5 strategies today out of 10X. I'm going to give you 5 tips for 10Xing your life and 10Xing your success. Let's go. Rodney Hatfield, Heather Parody, great to see you this morning. Number one, when it comes down to this book called 10X, as we're going to extract this. And these are the principles of of high level success and how you can apply them in your life to 10X your life, whatever that looks like for you. You want to 10X your finances. You want to 10 times your the love and happiness in your relationship. You want to 10 times your spiritual understanding of self and the universe that exists around you, right? That's whole idea of 10X. So we're going to break this down today, tomorrow, and Thursday. And the very first thing that you have to know and understand before we can go any further is that success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. You see, you have to understand wholeheartedly and completely, it has to become an ethical issue to you that anything less than being successful is morally wrong. It is morally wrong for you to not have success in different areas of your life. Now, that's probably opposite of what a lot of you have been taught. A lot of you have been taught, high levels of success. A camel can't fit through the eye of a needle. You need to just be humble and play small and just be thankful for what you have. You don't need to reach for any more. A rich man can't get into heaven. All of these other things, right? You've been told all of these things. And so I'm here to tell you today, success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. It is an ethical issue. For you to be unsuccessful is not fair. It is not right. It is sinful. You've been given gifts, talents, and an opportunity to make an impact on other people's lives. And for you to fail to do so, for you to fail to reach the highest levels that you can possibly reach, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Now, of course, everybody's levels of success are different. And what success means to you might mean something completely different than me. Don't get it twisted. This isn't a game of keep up with the Joneses. This is an internal game. What does success look like to you? How do we take that internal definition of success and make it our duty and obligation and responsibility to go out and get it? So you have a duty and obligation and responsibility to take care of your family. You have a duty and obligation and responsibility to put yourself in a position where you can survive whatever it is the world throws at you. You have a duty and obligation and a responsibility on this planet to make an impact, and you can make more of an impact if you're successful financially. You can make more of an impact if you're successful internally, spiritually, all of those different aspects of your life. It is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility to be successful. Anything less is sinful. Rodney Rock Hatfield says he's been playing small for too long. Michael Guthrie says ashamed is pretty strong. I agree. It is a strong word, and I'm not here this week to, to just play soft, right? Or to just play neutral. What we're talking about is 10Xing your life. 10X, right? Living at a super high level of success in all areas of your life, spiritually, relationally, financially. And guess what? It's not easy, man. It's not rainbows and butterflies. That's why less than 1% of the people ever achieve it. That's why most people spend most of their lives as a slave. It's awful. But not you. Not my Rise and Grinders. Not Ray Hatcher, Terry Collins, Tabby Negrit, Anita, Mike Stevens, Don Sankey. Not you. Not you. Because you're willing to put in the work and do what it takes to make the change. It's what I know about you. It's what I love about you. It's why I love sharing my mornings with you. Number one, success is your duty, your obligation, and responsibility. Number two, you see, dude, it's got to become an ethical issue for you. You realize that? Like you won't steal. If Glenn leaves his wallet full of cash in your car, right? And flies off to Egypt, you would let me know. You will not steal my money. You will not steal my money because it's an ethical issue for you, right? Morally, you're like, nope, I could never take that money. No matter what, no one could make you take it. That's the take I want you to have on success. That's the take that 10X is saying you have to have on success. It has to become an ethical issue. It is your obligation, your responsibility, and your duty to be successful in this life. That's why you were put here, and for nothing less, right? Nothing less. Now, listen, that's the first thing I need you to know today. It's your duty, it's your obligation, your responsibility. Number two, in order to get there, this 10X lifestyle, you must set huge, magnificent targets, right? Huge, really big, really, really reaching targets. That's what it's going to take. You're going to need to reach for the dream. And the only reason you don't do that currently is because you've been beat down, you've had failures, you've fallen and busted your lip like Meredith did. And all of those things have caused you to want to play life a little bit smaller, right? To say, well, I'm not going to put myself out there in that position where I can fall again, where I can fail again. But that's not a natural state. It's not. See, the natural state of children, if you watch children, they set massively huge, like massive goals. And it's not until we get a little bit older, that we start to reduce our targets. And that's what it says in 10X. In 10X, it says you must set big, massive, huge, ridiculous goals, right? Ridiculous. And then never, ever, ever lower the target. If it's been given to you as a vision, as an idea, as a concept, if that's been given to you, that's the goal, that's the dream, you never go back on that. Too many people, they set a goal, and then when they start to see, oh well, I'm not going to be able to achieve that goal in the time frame that I thought, they'll lower the target. Well, let's lower the target to something more realistic. Have you ever said that? Has anybody ever said that to you? Let's lower the target to something more realistic. No. Don't lower the target. If you are not obtaining, if you are not reaching, if you set the goal and you're not going to obtain the goal, the problem is not the goal. The problem is not the target. It is not something that needs to be reduced. The problem is that your activity level is not enough for you to reach the goal. Just facts, folks. Just facts, because any dream, vision, goal, if you have enough passion and enough desire and enough activity level, enough, you're just going and going and going and going and going, adamant until you're going to win, you'll get there. But most people quit. That's where most people quit. Most people will lower the target. They will underestimate how actually hard it is to achieve this dream and this vision. They will underestimate it. They will lower it. They will quit on it, and they won't achieve it. Know this. Let's be very clear. If you are not achieving the goal that you have set for yourself, the target is not the issue. The issue is that you are not generating. You're not doing enough to achieve the target. So don't lower the target, increase the activity. Number 3, woo, you guys are like, okay, Glenn, why you banging on me this morning, Glenn? It's early. This supposed to be motivation, education, inspiration. You are picking on me. Listen, dude, I'm trying to extract greatness out of you because I know it exists in you. I might think that you're more valuable than you do. Might be the case. So look, I'm going to give you the roadmap. It's up to you to take it. Number 3, Luck favors those that work hard. Period. Hands down. Luck favors those that work hard. All right. People think, oh, that guy's lucky. He fell into that. How can you be so lucky? That's crazy. Da, 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 da. I always have bad luck. Everything bad happens to me. Woe is me. Da, 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 da. I'm here to tell you, luck favors those that work hard. I'm going to give you an example. I went to a house party with Josh Cummins for Mr. Tom Benson, owner of the New Orleans Saints. I went to his house with Josh for he moved into the neighborhood. He had a house party. I met Mr. Tom Benson. A few hours later, I was down in Mr. Tom Benson's basement. He was showing me all of his trophies, and then he invited me to come out to New Orleans to watch a game from the owner's box in New Orleans, which I did do. And then the following year, I went back again with my son and watched another game from the owner's box, and my son was so handsome in his suit eating his cotton candy. And so, man, you would say, golly, Glenn, you met Tom Benson, and how lucky are you? How lucky are you that you got to go to the Saint Stadium and walk on the field and watch Drew Brees do a comeback and go to the practice facility and meet the players and hang out in the owner's box with the owner? How lucky are you? Well, let me understand. Let me help you understand something. When I knew Tom Benson was going to be at this party, what did I do? I started putting in work. I started researching everything I could possibly find out about Tom Benson. I learned about his kids. I learned about his family issues. I learned about his divorce. I learned about his car dealership that he used to have before he ever got into banking, which was before he ever got into football. I learned everything that I could. I worked my tail off. I noticed that he always wore a gold tie. So I went and I got him a gold tie. Then on top of that, I went and read this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, which I've read a bunch of times before, but I read it again right before I had the opportunity to meet him so I could refresh. How do I win friends? How do I influence people? So I put in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work before I ever shook this man's hand, with no intention of gaining anything other than being able to add value into his life by having a conversation with him that would be meaningful. By taking the time for a man that I respect to show him that I respect him, by putting in enough work to value his time and keep conversations at a level he could enjoy. So from the outside, people are like, golly, Glenn, you're so lucky. I'm here to tell you, luck favors those that work hard. Yes, lucky. I agree. It was extremely lucky. But I freaking worked my tail off to have that opportunity. Had I not put in the work, I would have been like every other person that was at that party, which was I would have shook his hand, took a little picture with him, and rolled on. But it was Josh Cummins and myself that got the VIP treatment out of everybody else that was there because we took the time and put in the work. Luck favors those that work hard. That's number 3. We're gonna have to run through these last 2 fast. I know I'm running over on time, or maybe I'll just give you 4 today and I'll give you 6 tomorrow when I'm back over in the other place. All right, number 4. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Number 4, you got to understand this. All right, so number 1, success is your responsibility, your duty, and your obligation. Number 2, in order to get there, in order to have massive levels of success in your life, all right, you're gonna have to set huge targets and never reduce the target, ever. All right. Number 3, luck favors those that work hard. Absolute fact. And number 4, there is no scarcity. There is success. There is no scarcity, only abundance. Now, most people have been taught somewhere in your childhood and your life that there's a shortage, whether it be maybe your family had a shortage of money. Maybe there was a shortage of love in the household. Maybe there was a shortage of opportunities in the particular area that you lived. Most people start to be conditioned to this idea of lack. That if I am to gain something, someone else must lose something because there is a shortage out there. But I'm here to tell you there's no scarcity of success. None. There's an overwhelming abundance of it. It is everywhere around you. And the fact that other people are successful, Grant dives into this in the book, 10X. The fact that other people are successful is actually proof that achievement is possible for you. See, the fact that a guy like Bezos in a period of, we're in 2020 now, so a fact like a guy like Bezos in a period of like 15 years, I guess it would be a little bit more, 18 years, in a period of 18 years can become the richest man in the world is just proof that achievement is possible for you. The fact that a guy like Tesla can get into the auto industry, Elon Musk and Tesla can get into the auto industry, just a matter of, he just got in the industry 8 years ago in 2012, and now owns the most lucrative and profitable car company in the world. Like, you've got General Motors, you've got Ford, you've got CDJR, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? You have the big three. Elon Musk in 8 years has exceeded what they've been able to do in 100. The fact that he was able to have that achievement means that you can too. You see, there's no shortage. Just because you win doesn't mean I have to lose. I can win and you can win. We can win together. We can rise together. We can impact together. We can do all of that, man. Dude, listen. They just dropped $8 trillion into the economy. $8 trillion into the economy. There's no shortage, man. There's no shortage. There's no shortage of success. There's no shortage of possibility. See, you have to understand something about yourself. And until you really get the third dynamic of you, until you realize that you are three-dimensional and not two, it's hard to see abundance. It really is. It's hard. I know, right? I lived a 2D life, mind, what I was in, right? It wasn't till later in life I got a spiritual understanding and started to understand that we're three-dimensional, not two. But until you get there, it's very hard to see the abundance that exists in you. Because, see, you are a child of God, right? Get this? The God of the universe, the God who made everything, made you to be the best version of yourself. Not an average version, but the absolute best version of yourself. And inside you, in your DNA, is this gift of creation. And so you have the ability to create the life of your dreams. You have the ability to create the success that you want to have. That ability is innately placed in you by your Father, right? The God of the universe gave you this gift. Now you're going to have to work to extract it. You're going to have to study. You're going to have to get up early. You're going to have to do all of those things. But please understand that every single decision you make, every decision, though seemingly small, all of those decisions start to stack up. They start to stack up and they start to add up and they start to make an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. You showing up here today, hitting the share button, dropping in the comments, all of those things. You showing up here today makes an impact on me. Dude, you're valuable. You have so much value and so much worth. I mean, golly, it makes me emotional because I remember what it felt like when I didn't realize that. So I'm excited to share this series with you this week. I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. I'll probably be back in studio tomorrow, but I hope you'll come back again tomorrow and let's continue to extract this, man. Take this stuff seriously, dude. This is it, man. Like, this is it. This is the stuff. This is the stuff I'm going to show you, go get the book, go listen to the audio, do all of those things, man. It'll change your life. These books will change your life. And I just want to be a catalyst to that. I just want to help with that because I absolutely love you, man. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. Listen, thanks for sharing your time with me this morning. Sorry for going over. I know it's not all fancy like it is normally in my studio, but I love you. We're going to continue this series 10X. Make sure you invite in all your friends, hit the share button, tag a friend, do all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. on #RiseAndGrind. Have a great day.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? You see, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.